What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Sunday, April 27th, 2025. And this is Kaagbaan, runway 06. Used for arrivals like it was yesterday in the second half of the stream, but now as it should from the get-go. Hope everybody had a good King's Day yesterday, who lives in the Netherlands or who lives abroad but celebrated it yesterday. Our first airplane is a wide-body Delta Airlines Flight 56, arriving from Salt Lake City, A330neo, 9 hours and 3 minutes on the way. November 412 Delta X-ray is the registration. First flight January 2022, making it 3 years old already. Hadi Marja, Hadi Marissa. Hey there Wolfgang. Good evening for Marja and good morning to Marissa and to Wolfgang. And welcome to the show all others who have joined. Ari, Charlene, Dirk Tour, Tigo, Duns, Roadhog, good morning. Housing Indonesia, Marcel, Hanna, Kufor, Barak, Indonesia Bird, George T, good morning. Mieke, goedemorgen. Peter, Jacob, Danielle, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody. So it's a beautiful day over here. You can see not a cloud in the sky. KVK. Visibility is top notch. You can see the high rises of the so-called Zuidas lying along the south of the A10 highway along Amsterdam quite well. I'm not alone here.
You can see the director.
The director is also back. And the next airplane to arrive is EasyJet flight 27856, arriving from London Stansted. That's an A320neo. Good morning, Ewald, Leo, Milan, Patrick, Graham, good morning. Or good evening to you, Graham, tuning in from New Zealand. Hope you've had a good day. A320neo, 38 minutes on the way. The OELSW, the airplane a year old, first flight February 2024. The sun is shining, birds are chirping, and there's hardly any wind blowing. I hope that they are going to use the same runway as they are now. Last time I checked the METAR, there was variable wind 2 knots. Now I thought that the bias was going to be east to northeasterly wind just like yesterday, so if all is well we should have arrivals here on Kaagbaan all throughout the morning and early afternoon. That's good news because there are 3 747s underway that are all 3 now expected to arrive here on runway 06. 1 from Nairobi and 2 from Miami. Hadi Bart, goedemorgen. Barak, good morning. Erin, goedemorgen. Rosie Groovy, good morning. Ralph, goedemorgen. Paul H, good morning. Lyric Stone, good morning. The airplane that you see in the background is the third to arrive. Not the second, but the third. This is an A319 arriving from London Gatwick. Peter, goedemorgen. Dolf, goedemorgen. Jillard, goedemorgen. Ricardo, goedemorgen. Redison guy, good morning. LL coming in next, and look at that beautiful clear visibility on the glide slope. United flight 968 arrived from San Francisco, deploying the gear now. Number 2 to arrive. LL with a 737-900. RDW, goedemorgen. Gertin en Jacqueline, goedemorgen. Dennis, goedemorgen. Redison wife, good morning. Welcome to the show, everybody. Lovely weather. And this is LL flight 337, a 737-900 arriving from Tel Aviv. 4 hours and 23 minutes underway. So yeah, if all is well, within the hour we are going to see 2 747s. Let me see if I can show you after the triple has landed. Reversers have also been found. Dave A010, good morning. German Monster, guten Morgen. Klaus, goedemorgen. Jay, good morning. Lola Pilot, good morning. Welcome to the show, everybody. If all is well, the next airplane, can we see it already? Delta, A330neo, or is it already on the glide slope? If it is, the fences stacked over here, oh yeah, are in the way. We're in the way. So we have a 2 airplane glide slope shot here. United in the foreground, that's a 777-200 flight 968 arriving from San Francisco, 9 hours and 56 minutes on the way. Registration November 223, Uniform Alpha. 23-year-old airplane, first flight August 2001. Morning Jesper, Milan, goedemorgen. Samir, Mogol. Let's have a quick look on flight radar and see what we can expect for today. So the wind is variable, it's CAV okay, it's 14 degrees C already, it's lovely weather. Runway use is conform with wind blowing from the northeast, which is what was in the METAR before it became variable. 2 747s inbound expected within the hour, 10:38, so that's 50 minutes from now approximately. A 747-8 Atlas Air arriving from Miami. And in an hour from now we are going to see a Cargo Lux Italia arriving from Nairobi, Kenya. A380 seems to be the one to be getting away today. 112, it's ETA. It looked like it was making up time earlier, but it is now once again slowing down, so we're not going to see it, but we are going to stick around for it, and we're also going to be welcoming this 747-8, which will be arriving 20 minutes before, or 25 minutes before the the A380 will arrive here. And you never know with runway use here at Schiphol Airport, but you can be sure of me sticking around until all Quad Squad members have landed. Russell is over there and he sees all is well. Delta Airlines flight 48 is coming in from New York, JFK. A330neo, 6 hours 35 minutes the flight time. 3-year-old airplane, first flight March 2022. Meanwhile, Mrs. Professor also back in the chat, good to see ya. those are reversers being deployed. Let's quickly turn around. Next to arrive, United Flight 70, 777-200 arriving from Newark, 6 hours and 26 minutes on the way. And a good morning to KLM Boy, who comes in celebrating 2 months of membership. Good morning, everyone. He writes, KLM Boy, good morning to you too. Hope all is well. Thank you so much for the continued support. 2 months, upwards and onwards. Hope everything is still to your liking in the lounge. Do let me know if something is no longer to your liking. Let me see what I can do about it. And for any member goes, if we are running low on certain supplies in the Aurora Sky Lounge, let me know. I'll put them on the groceries list. This is United Flight 70. Coming in from Newark, 6 hours 27 minutes on the way, 25 years old. November 79011 is the registration. It's a millennial. First flight was in June 1999. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, dag het niet. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Nico. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Lance. Good morning, Seal the Deal. Good morning, Martin. All right. Where's the next arrival? Let's see. We have KLM Flight 592 approaching, Air Canada Flight 808 approaching. They're still pretty far away. Do I have to start cueing the waiting music already? I think we might have to. Air Baguette underway, outbound. We have one cargo airplane here on the north side of the cargo apron. In the meantime, also a massive big thank you to the cat and congratulations and good morning. Celebrating 14 months of membership, the cat writes, good morning all, I love lounging in the Sky Lounge. I'm happy to hear that, the cat. I'm always happy to see you. Hope everything is still to your liking in the lounge. If we're running low on supplies, let me know. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, my friend. And good morning to all others who have joined. Let's cue the waiting music, because we have to wait. Question is, which of the two airplanes now approaching is going to be first? Air Canada Flight 808, arriving from Toronto, or KLM Flight 592, arriving from Johannesburg in South Africa? Interesting, interesting. Han, goedemorgen. Lance Plains and More, goedemorgen. Frederick Sens, goedemorgen. Manzi, good morning. Bear with me, good morning. PNS de Jong, goedemorgen. Wolfgang says, let's do Lise a meantime show. A meantime show. Can you do a meantime show?
So mean.
You're so mean. You are mean. You would be very good at doing a meantime show. Yeah, I think you would. You have a talent for it. Uh-huh. Learn from the best. Absolutely. Uh-huh. Right. I'm already going to drown my sorrow in vodka. Very good. Goedemorgen Robin. Good morning Robert. Hans Zwanenburg, goedemorgen. Donna, good morning. Waxitje zegt good morning. Crystal, good morning. Kanal Kurdistan, good morning. W, good morning. Marion, the earworm thing, yeah, it's back. Especially for you. Nate Hotshot, good morning. Flies keep landing on Lisa. What does that signify? I think you need to shower more often. Good morning, Leon. Good morning, DJ Digital Media. Yeah, it is a calm morning here. Although, if all is well, we should see a 777 again. Sunday rest day, indeed. This is the way God intended it. KLM flight 592, arriving from Johannesburg, South Africa. I think if these tags wouldn't have been here, we would have been able to see the airplane already. We have a twin contrail coming this way, flying right next to the sun, Air Icarus. Right, the airplane should become visible pretty soon. If all is well, KLM flight 592 is now approaching. I have it visually, but I'm standing just a few centimeters higher than the camera is mounted on my tripod, which means that, yeah, there it is. There it is. KLM flight 592. Good morning, Patrick. Tuning in from Bournemouth. Good morning, good evening, Bob. Stefan, goedemorgen. Adi, goedemorgen. Ryan Trixamore, goedemorgen, good morning. And that contrail is now flying in my zenith. Just past it. With good contrast. Now we can see in more detail what it is. I think this is Lufty. Lufty, old-fashioned with the yellow logo. Air Canada flight 808 is also coming its flying base and should approach in the background at some point from the right. I'm not seeing it yet. Kermit is also here. Kermit is laughing at us. He's laughing with us. He's laughing with us. Goedemorgen, Dennis. Adi, Ohio gozaimasu. Welcome back. Aquarock, good morning. Sander, goedemorgen. American Airlines from Munich to Charlotte, Marissa says. Where would we be without you? So, Air Canada flight 808, flying on the base leg. I think it's over there. Yeah, there it is. Air Canada flight 808, 7878 Dreamliner. Over here we have KLM flight 592, that's coming in from Johannesburg, that's in South. 777-300 10 hours and 33 minutes on the way. The PHBVU, 7-year-old airplane, first flight September 2017. Onno, goedemorgen. Erik, heya. Bear with me says, Kermit is loud AF. It certainly is, isn't it? Hadimat, goedemorgen. And Ryan is leaving to Alicante with Transavia the day after tomorrow and is looking forward to it. Imagine that, Ryan. Going to Alicante. And flying with Transavia. That is a 1.5 to 2 hour flight or something? Something like that. In the meantime, a very good morning to all who have joined. You're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy. Me and Lisa are standing here. Well, Lisa is sitting in the director's chair. I'm standing here at the Kaagbaan, runway 06. Cake Bane, it is indeed. Primary runway for arrivals. Wind variable, not very substantial. The predominant direction is northeast. And we're expecting 3 queens within the time span of this show. The A380 is also coming, but that's expected after 1 o'clock, so that's probably going to go to the wrong runway. The 3 queens though will land at the right runway if they don't change runway use, of course. They would never do that. Nah, knowing Schiphol, they would never do that, indeed. Yeah, Schiphol is very trustworthy. No, and the first 2 of the 3 queens are expected within the hour. So you don't have to be anywhere. Stick around and hide your money, because there's a bank robber from Canada coming this way, here to take our money. This is Air Canada flight 808, arrival from Toronto, 7878 Dreamliner, Canada. 6 hours and 28 minutes on the way. 10-year-old airplane, first flight October 2014. Hans says goedemorgen. Goedemorgen. Morgen. Good morning. Wolfgang says they should land on center. It's too hazy today. You're absolutely right, mate. Does anybody have the number of ATC on speed dial? We should call him. Where's Paul? Good morning, Milan. Good morning, stranger. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. Welcome to the show, all others who have joined. A beautiful day here at Schiphol Airport. Sunny Sunday. And arrivals on runway 06, the Kaagbaan. KLM boy also says good morning, Lisa. Good morning, KLM boy. Good morning, KLM boy. Get chef Chris, good morning. Krentenbol uit Bos en Lommer. I like that name. Good morning. Krentenbol. Cut them in half, put them on your contact grill. Then with butter and with cinnamon. Very tasty. Right, it's an easy start of the day, and once again we have to wait a few more moments. A 787-10 Dreamliner from KLM, arrival from Austin, Texas, is coming. It's flying extended base, still over the Gulf of Yorkshire, technically speaking. Excuse me. Austin in Texas, not to be confused with Houston. Contrails in the distance. And also, hey, is that outbound? I think it might be. Where? Come on. Airplane passing overhead, but really hard to see. Never mind. Never mind. I think it's outbound. I think it was outbound. No, it's inbound. I think it was KLM flight 1352, which is arriving from Prague. Barak says that AMS to Marseille is heading back to Amsterdam. That's interesting. Good morning, Hans-Josef, who's tuning in once again. Grüße zurück. Wingview Sim, goedemorgen. Alex on Cars, good morning. Alex is tuning in from sunny Tel Aviv. It's sunny here too, yay! Finally, a bit warmer weather. I'm actually standing here with just my sweater on. Not too bad, not too bad. Good morning, David. Spotter Happy, good morning. Danny, goedemorgen. Ed 1304 is tuning in from Lille. Salut. Good morning. Welcome to the show, everybody. So yeah, 3 queens and 1 king are underway. And 2 of the 3 queens are already expected within the hour. For those of you who only joined us just now, have a look. Atlas Air is about to cross over the Gulf of Yorkshire from the UK to the Netherlands, and in German heartland we have Cargo Lux flying, arriving from Nairobi in Kenya. ETA of the Cargo Lux is 10:51 and Atlas Air 10 minutes earlier than that. Let's see a refresh of the METAR. Still says KVK. 1 knot of variable wind. The temperature is climbing to 15 degrees already. Beautiful weather. I hope they are going to continue using 06 as the primary runway for arrivals. Otherwise, we might not be able to see those quad squad members. But the bias for the wind today is being from the northeast. So I don't think, and also for the upcoming days, so I don't think, on paper, the ATC should not have any intention of switching runway use, despite the wind now being variable. De facto nearly completely absent. So KLM flight 1465 is returning to Amsterdam, but flying an interesting flight path at the moment. I only have inbound traffic filtered now. Let's switch it over to inbound and outbound while I still have a moment. 1465, where is it currently flying? That KLM flight. So over here we have KLM flight 668. That's a 787-10 Dreamliner arriving from Austin in Texas, and behind it is BA flight 430, and that is an A320 arriving from London Heathrow. Currently flying in the vicinity of Utrecht. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Guido. And Jaap Rockabilly says, you have the greetings from Boleos. Well, greet him back to me, from me. Is he still hanging out in Sierra Leone? Good morning, John. And good morning, all others. Sander, goedemorgen. Patrick, good morning. KLM flight 668, 787-10, arriving from Austin in Texas. Flying above Woerden in the direction of Zoetermeer. Okay. Don't see it on my spec of flight radar just yet. Burning fuel in pattern between Zoetermeer and Utrecht. Okay, okay. Oh yeah, I have it on flight radar right now. Flight 1470. Oh no, it was 1465, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Interesting, KLM flight 1465 hasn't made it yet in the top 10 on flight radar. Right. Let's see how that develops. In the meantime, we have BA flight 430 arriving from London Heathrow, approaching 39 minutes on the way. And a 3 airplane glide slope shot over here. Behind BA is an Embraer 175 from KLM arriving from Prague. And after that, a Transavia 737-800 arriving from Olbia. BA flight 430 arriving from London Heathrow. Over here, first to arrive. Good morning, Emil. Good morning, Sam. Hadi Tim, goedemorgen. And thank you for the kind words. Top videos. Thank you. Happy to hear that you are liking the streams. Hope everybody is. If you are enjoying what you're seeing and you haven't already, consider leaving a like. That really helps to bring in new viewers. People like you guys who are into live streams like these but who haven't heard of AMS Live yet. Liking and subscribing goes a long way in promoting the channel to new viewers. So if you want to help the channel for free, that's a way to do so. So yeah, let's see. This is an Embraer 175 from KLM, coming in from Prague. And the airplane turning in is a wide body, that's KLM flight 749 arriving from Cartagena, 787-10 Dreamliner. Pieter Rovers, goedemorgen. Mr. Wilkes, goedemorgen Peter, good morning. Kaidos, good morning. Who's tuning in from Düsseldorf? Jeffrey, goedemorgen kerel. Hans, goedemorgen. Martino, goedemorgen. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. Right. Transavia on the right, KLM on the left. Hadi Menno, goedemorgen, good morning. This is Transavia, flight 6916, arriving from Olbia. 737, 1 hour and 51 minutes on the way. PHHZD, 26 years old. Hailing from 1999. Still in the prime of his life. Tim asks if I am playing Flight Simulator. Mate, I don't have the time for that. I have a job, I stream, I want to go to the gym, I have a household that I need to take care of. A girlfriend. Don't have time to play any simulator or games or anything. I'm not reading nearly as much as I would like to. Not doing a lot of chores around the house as much as I would like to. So, what's happened with KLM flight 1265? It is now approaching, it's now approaching from the south. Is it going to land on 36 right? Almost looks like it, doesn't it? This is KLM flight 749. And that is a 787-10 Dreamliner. Returning from Cartagena. That's in Latin America, that's in Colombia. You know what country lies next to Colombia? You're goddamn right. So KLM flight 1465, now number 3 on flight radar, is diverting to Amsterdam, is now flying at 2300 feet and is slowly descending. Think it's going to come in for 36 right. Don't have it visually yet. No, I do have it. I do have it. I do have it. Yeah, between the lanterns above the building. Lisa? Now in the middle between the lanterns, yeah. Yeah. So there it is, KLM flight 1465, diverting back to Schiphol Airport. 737-800. Their contour says ambulance to 36 right, so probably a medical emergency then. Frank says, Lisa kan toch wel een keertje de keuken schoonpoetsen? Oh, somebody is in the way. Somebody is in the way. Now I've lost the airplane. Boo-hoo. E2 Embraer 195 whistle. So this is KLM flight 1465 returning to Amsterdam, was supposed to go to Marseille. And apparently a medical emergency, as there's an ambulance now coming to the runway that this airplane is landing on. 36 right. The airplane is the PHBXN, that's Bravo X-Ray November, 24-year-old airplane, first flight December 2000. I think I can also hear ambulances or sirens. Not sure if that's related. Even with my deaf ears, I can hear sirens. Yeah, and here we're losing track of it. Oh yeah, but you can see that there is a vehicle with sirens, or at least with flashlights moving in that direction. Yeah, looks like a fire truck. Not sure that it is. It's definitely an emergency vehicle going that way. Right, so that was KLM flight 1465. Back to the business at hand here at the Kaagbaan, which is inbound traffic with good lighting and a bit closer by. This is KLM flight 1268, arriving from Copenhagen, 737-700. Adi Infinity, goedemorgen. Patrick, goedemorgen. Karsten, goedemorgen. Good to see you again, mate. Sander, goedemorgen. Right. Let's see. This is an A220 Bombardier C-Series 300 Croatia Airlines Flight 450 arriving from Zagreb. Hey there, Peter Hommel. Patrick Antwerp, goedemorgen. Astrid, goedemorgen. Croatia Airlines Flight 450 arriving from Zagreb is what we are now seeing here. 1 hour and 42 minutes on the way. A220-300, aka Bombardier C-Series. Brand new airplane. First flight was in December last year. Just a couple of months old then. Gotta love that whistle. Hadi Ger, goedemorgen. Johan, goedemorgen. Good morning one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. Me and Lisa are here at Kaagbaan runway 06 where the arrivals take place. There are a couple of contrails in the sky here and there. There's hardly any wind. 3 747s are expected to land here on runway 06, 2 of them within half an hour. The A380 is also expected, but after 1 o'clock. Probably landing on 36 right. We are going to stick around until all have landed. Good morning, Wokkemoch. Lufty Flight 988 A320 arriving from Frankfurt. This is. Interesting question. KLM Boy asks, what is the best engine sound you ever heard? Mine is GE90. I think that is one of my favorites, if not my very favorite. Not sure if it is. That was Lisa eating a banana and walking around. Here we have an ITA Airways Bombardier. Bananas in the chat. Not yet, not yet. First up, ITA. ITA Airways Flight 120, Bombardier C-Series 100 arriving from Milan. Beautiful airplane, and a Bombardier C-Series 300 from Air France behind it. From ITA to Air Baguette. GE90s definitely rank high. Although I do also like the sound of the XWBs on the A350. ITA Airways Flight 120, 1 hour and 24 minutes on the way from Milan to Amsterdam. At first glance it looks like a simple unicolor livery with the tricolor of Italy on the tail. But the tail does have more details. Yeah, BizJet taking off as well. Where did it go? There it is. BizJet in the meantime just now taking off from runway 04. Another Bombardier C-Series is coming. A220. We have a 3 airplane glide slope shot. Let me quickly go back in the chat first, because I saw that Alan just now came in, said good morning from the northeast of England, take care, and he came in with a very generous super chat there. Alan, good morning to you too, sir. Thank you so much for your super chat and for your kind words. Good morning to you too. Thank you so much for the super chat. You really didn't have to do that. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. And good morning to you and all others as well. This is Air France, arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle, flight 1444, Bombardier C-Series 300. 46 minutes on the way. Brand new airplane, first flight August 2024. Tina, goedemorgen. Captain Pavlos, good morning. Paul, goedemorgen. More A220 whistle. Monique, goedemorgen. Bas, good morning. So if you join us only later, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is a cavalcade day, and that means that the sun is out and there are no clouds. This is looking to the north. This is looking to the west. This is looking to the east. And this is looking to the south. No sun, no shade, just no clouds, no shade, no shades caused by clouds, I should say. Absolutely cavalcade day. This is KLM flight 1930, arriving from Geneva, 737-800. 1 hour and 8 minutes on the way. And B is tuning in from Cloton in Switzerland. Good morning. Pierre, good morning. Lola Pilot asks, are you going to stream on 1st of May? I don't know what day of the week that is. And I don't know what the weather is going to be like. So I don't know. 2 airplanes visible over here. KM Malta, A320neo, arriving from Malta. Lufty A319 behind it, arriving from Munich. Atlas Queen above Zandvoort. Oh yeah, got it. There it is, first Queen of the show. Lovely to see. In the meantime, KM Malta is arriving. Right. Good morning, Made in Australia. Made in Australia says, sorry brother, you never drop into my channel and say hi. Kanja, stop membership. Well, if it is a reciprocal thing, maybe that is a good thing then. See you later, Made in Australia. All the best. This is Lufty flight 2302, an A319 arriving from Munich. 1 hour and 10 minutes on the way. 19 years old, first flight April 2005. Jelmer, goedemorgen. Omar, good morning. And Dawa says that the PHGOV just now took off from Polderbaan. Can I see it? I'm looking around. Not seeing it. Yeah, the airplane that you're seeing is from center. Yeah. That's a pity. Alright, we have 2 airplanes on the glide slope. Sky Express arriving from Zakynthos. A320neo, flight 7100, 2 hours and 53 minutes on the way. 5-year-old airplane, first flight April 2020. The airplane that you see behind is ITA Airways flight 108. That's an A321neo. Howdy Leroy, goedemorgen. Leroy has a sizable hangover. I assume you had a good time then yesterday. Hey, good morning. Kalex, who is tuning in from Turkey. And Stranger asks, what just happened with Made In? Well, apparently he just stopped his membership because I never dropped into his channel and say hi. So apparently being a member is a reciprocal thing. And things are tit for tat. Marissa is the bringer of bad news. Cargolux from Nairobi is confirmed for 3-6 right. How on earth can that be? It's expected to arrive well before 11. Those bastards. Now, mate, what are you doing? Sanders, okay, thank you for the super chat. May 1st is Thursday, May 3rd is his birthday. Okay, so Thursday I should be streaming then, normally speaking. If the weather is appropriate, you can expect me to be out here. This is ITA Airways, flight 108, arriving from Rome, an A321neo, 1 hour and 56 minutes underway. First flight February 2024. Ah, 538 party in Breda, Leroy says. Marissa says that Tarom is the first plane to go to 3-6 right. It is already opening. Those mother fudgers. That is typical of ATC. Paul, you're in the chat as well, aren't you? Fix this. You still have friends over at ATC, don't you? It reeks like a conspiracy. It reeks like a conspiracy. Ryan is greeting us from 3-6 right. Greetings back, Ryan. Michael says that's pretty small-minded to stop their membership because they want you to go to their channel. Wow. Yeah, I have to say, if that's the way the world apparently works, then I don't want to be a part of it.
Paul Weeman says they don't know me anymore.
Paul Weeman says, that sounds like excuses, Paul. I think you need to go over there, have a cup of coffee on our behalf. Grease up the current air traffic controllers, bring a bottle of AMS whiskey. If you drop over, I'll give you one. That is utter bullcrap. Normally speaking, they only open up the secondary runway for arrivals around 11, and now they're doing it earlier. That is really unfair. Hey! Her Majesty the Queen, number 2 for arrival. Atlas Air arriving from Miami, Florida. Miami. So yeah, airplane in the foreground, we're not going to follow it. Let's keep the focus on Atlas Air. Atlas Air flight 5421. arriving from Miami, Florida. 7478. 7 hours and 58 minutes on the way. The November 851 Gin Tonic. Whiskey, well, hey, you know what's on my mind, right? The airplane is 12 years old. First flight July 2012. Poor little Embraer, not getting any attention. Yeah, that's the fate of airplanes preceding Quad Squad members here on AMS Live. Only the big wide bodies get a little bit of attention, but narrow bodies usually don't get any. Feel free to cancel your membership if this is not to your liking.
Yeah, why don't you drop by at my channel?
Oh, you're.
I will cancel my membership.
Do you have a channel then?
Yes.
Oh, you've got the OnlyFans
Yes,
running. Oh,
Lisa
Lisa Legs, finally. About damn time you're going to make some money. Some serious money. Right, it is Atlas Air. Number 3 on flight radar. Probably going to make a right-hand turn at the end of the runway. Right. Niels0903 asks in Dutch, do you think you're still there in 40 minutes because now I'll be coming? I was planning to leave in 39 minutes, but since you're over here in 40 minutes, I'll stick around a bit longer. Right, let's see where this Atlas Air is going to go to. In the meantime, Transavia 737 is arriving from Pisa behind us. Well, it is Sunday, could go for some pizza, but we're still on the diet, aren't we?
Are we?
Are we? Well, yesterday was just a cheat day. Well, I say cheat day, just a single cheat meal. 2 orange tompoezen. So Transavia flight 5424 arriving from Pisa is now flying behind me. I will quickly turn around. There's the long distance headshot of Her Majesty the Queen. So yeah, apparently a second Queen assigned to the wrong runway. Where is it flying in the air? It's now in the vicinity of the so-called Vinkeveense Plassen. That's the body of water just to the west of the 747 if you look on flight radar. On paper I should be able to see the 747 from here. I'm just looking around to see where exactly I need to look. Still not seeing anything. Lisa is also looking. Atlas Air in the meantime. Slowly but surely moving to its parking spot. Yeah, where is that 747? Oh, I think I have it. Above the building here on the right. Twice the height of the building, approximately. I think that is the Cargolux arrival from Nairobi. Yeah, there it is. Wrong runway. Wrong runway. Oh.
Hey! Marissa says Cargolux reassigned to Kaagbaan.
Reassigned to Kaagbaan. What the fudge? That's good news, that's good news. Seeing is believing though. I have to see it to believe it. But yeah, no, looking at its course and the proximity, it is on the downwind leg to 06. Cargolux is still coming. No wrong runway after all. Cargolux for the win. Second queen, there she is. I felt a little bit of headache, and it's not yet subsiding after having taken something for it, so I'm going to do that again after this landing. Heavy hitters coming in. This is Delta Airlines flight 162 arriving from Minnesota, Minneapolis. 7 hours and 41 minutes on the way. November 811 November Whiskey. 19-year-old airplane, first flight July 2005. Hey, Paul Wieman did a call. Thank you, Paul. Hey. We owe you one, Paul. Top-notch work. Lucky us getting the Cargolux reassigned. It was a stupid assignment to the wrong runway in first instance, so they corrected an error in my humble opinion. And I'm happy that they did. That's not always the case. There you go, Schiphol Airport, the airport where anything can happen. Quick sip of Amos Life vodka to down some ibuprofen and paracetamol. Alright, let's see. We are going to see 3 wide bodies back to back after this. No, including this. And the third wide body looks to be Cargolux, looks to become Cargolux. Hey, Adam White says hello. It's Adam, the Britty Hopper torch guy. I'm inbound on the KLM 972 from Humberside on the Golf Charlie Mike Whiskey. Adam, looking forward to seeing you guys, mate. Let me see if I can do a cockpit zoom in then. KLM flight 972 arriving from Humberside with Adam in the cockpit. That should be great. In the meantime, good morning, Pendago, good morning, and welcome to the channel. Pendago says, good morning, great channel to have on the TV while getting up and about. Absolutely great to hear that. Welcome to the show, everybody. If you joined us only minutes ago, you might have missed the landing of one of 3 queens that are going to land here today. The second is coming, and indeed, Queenie is turning. Can we see it? Yeah, we can see it. There it is. What? The Cargolux that almost got away. Cargolux flight 2616 arriving from Nairobi, Kenya. And behind it you can see another airplane turning in. That's flying I think that's flying in the vicinity of The Hague. That must be Air Arabia Maroc. And that's not the third airplane, but the fourth airplane, actually. Because the third airplane is going to turn in from the other side, and it's something red that our members might want to celebrate. And Ryan says, my mom is attendant on the 777-300 from Cape Town. How nice, mate. That's the airplane that is right in front of the 747. Usually airplanes preceding Quad Squad members don't get much love, but we have exceptions to the rule. Widebodies form an exception. And if somebody's mom is also on board, that's also worthwhile making an exception for. It's arriving from Cape Town, and that is in South KLM flight 598, 777-300 number 4 on flight radar, tracked by 628 people. The airplane has taken 11 hours precisely thus far to get here. The PHBVS, 8 years old, first flight February 2017. Bill J also back in the chat, good to see you, mate. Hope all is well with you. Cape Town, home of Batman. Absolutely, Frank, absolutely. Right, let's quickly turn around. Queen number 2, the one that almost got away but isn't. And play behind it, something red. Play time, it'll be pretty soon, but not right now yet. First up, number 3 on flight radar, tracked by 738 people. These are rookie numbers. We have more viewers than that. It is coming in from Nairobi in Kenya, and that is in goddamn right. Cargolux, flight 2616, 8 hours and 23 minutes underway. 747-400 freighter, 21 years old, first flight April 2004. Apply the reversers. Ooh, Wolfgang is trying to get on the right side of Lise. Technically speaking, it's queen number 3, including Lise. Yay! Servus! Hey, there's also a quad. No, there's a twin jet coming this way. It's going to pass a bit south of me. Not yet. Let's have a quick look. It is a twin jet contrail. Should be passing south of me. Yeah, still hard to see any details. Once it has passed us by and the sun is shining from behind, we will have the best contrast. Cargolux is also making a right-hand turn. Good morning, Helsinki spotting. Welcome back. Hope all is well. Wolfgang always on the right side, you know. I knew that. I knew that. He is slick, isn't he? Super slick. Not Slick Rick, it's Slick Wolfgang. Something red coming from Reykjavik in Iceland. Make the chat bleed. It is playtime once again. Flight 460, A321neo, arriving from Reykjavik in Iceland. There you go. Hadi Ed, goedemorgen. And Jakub, you're welcome. Just in the nick of time I saw he wrote, thank you for your live. That's before the chat began to bleed. So yeah, 10:55 and already we are having converging arrivals with 36 right now also having opened up. Here's that contrail that we first couldn't see a lot of details on, but now it looks like it is Delta? Or is it? No. Struggling. Is that BA or is that Air Canada? Might be a narrow body, might be BA. Air Arabia Maroc arriving from Tangier is now landing. And that was Air Canada from Frankfurt to Toronto. Thank you Leroy and Marissa and Bill J. Lee Spenny, good morning. Long time no see. Or at least to me it feels like it's been a while since we last saw you. Hope all was well. Air Canada A330-300 it was. JetBlue arriving from Boston is flying downwind. And then our next airplane to arrive over here is Transavia, arriving from Mayon, where the mayonnaise was from. Now, don't have to source your mayonnaise from Mayon. You can make it yourself quite easily, and I assure you, it tastes better than whatever you can buy in a jar. Actually, it holds well in the fridge as well. We made a batch a couple of weeks ago and it is still good. Even without pasteurizing it. Transavia, flight 5472, arriving from Mayon, where it departed from 1 hour and 58 minutes ago. The PH Hayes, or HZE. Next up will be a wide body, and hey, Donald is also awake, alive and kicking. Yeah, he's washing. Alive and washing.
Clean, clean, clean.
Clean, clean, clean. Hey, and we have 2 wide bodies coming in. Look at that, it's a beautiful glide slope shot. Lisa is slapping her tummy. Beautiful wide body, she says. Orca muscles. Anyway, KLM flight 644 on the right, 787-10 Dreamliner arriving from New York JFK, and behind it is an A350. That's the Corendon World to Fly A350 coming in from Curaçao. TUI behind it. That's a Dreamliner arriving from Bonaire. Apologies. What am I saying? Paul and Bonaire. This is KLM flight 644 arriving from New York JFK. It is a 787-10 Dreamliner. Flapper on is flappering. A flappering flapper on. Being flappergasted. Mustard seeds, real olive oil, garlic, lemon juice, and white wine in my mayo. Next time you make some, please, boy. You have two sources of acidity, both lemon juice and wine. Interesting. And olive oil, isn't that too overpowering? I thought the best idea would be to use neutral oil. Does sound tasty, that recipe. That's not a good. It's not a good idea to talk too much about food when we're still on a diet and we have to fill up on AMS Live vodka to keep the hunger feeling away. Right, it is time for an airplane that I think looks like a predator bird the most of all the modern day airplanes that you can see fly. The A350 Corendon, flight 598, 8 hours and 28 minutes on the way. The ECNZF, a year old, first flight May 2023. Don't forget to leave a like if you are enjoying the stream and haven't already. Helps to... That really helps to bring in new viewers. People like yourselves who are into live streams like these but who haven't heard of the channel yet. Dewey will be next after this. There we go. Dewey flight 365 arriving from Bonaire. That is a 7878 Dreamliner. What else is coming in? JetBlue arriving from Boston. Just about visible over there. Is that the ITA lookalike? Yeah, it is. I already thought it was. Looking at the nose, clicking on flight radar on the picture confirms that it is actually that dark blue ITA lookalike. Howdy Richard, goedemorgen. They call me Am, good morning. Welcome to the show, all others who have joined. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. 2 of 3 queens already landed. A 4th queen is sitting next to me. And the Emirates A380 is expected, but expected after 1 o'clock. So unfortunately it will go to the wrong runway. So, only one cargo airplane on the north side of the cargo apron, a 777 from China Southern. It has its cargo hatch closed, the front door is still open. It is a beautiful cavalcade day. Another twin jet is flying next to the sun and is coming this way. Once it has passed us by, or will have passed us by, we should be able to see more details. If we try to look at it now, there's probably not much that we can see except an airplane with 2 engines producing a contrail. So let's see if we can pick that up after this next airplane has landed. This is JetBlue flight 631 arriving from Boston, Massachusetts. A321neo, 6 hours and 20 minutes on the way. Brand new airplane, first flight May 2024, so in a few days from now it'll turn 1. After this airplane has landed, we will have a few more moments before the next incoming traffic is becoming visible. Also a good moment to update the meter in the ticker. Lovely jet blue in the almost ITA livery. Almost, but not quite. The ITA's in the background. One over there and one over there. Let's have a look at that twin jet that passed by. It isn't too far away. And zoom out. There it is already. That's Lufty. Lufty new livery, but what airplane type it is a bit hard to see from this angle. Hard to call it. Over here in the water, not much going on, not in the immediate vicinity. There are some goods by the looks of it. Over there. No, wait, those are duckies. Yeah, those are duckies. So ducks over there. Closer by, over here, not much to see. We have a crew member over there in the grass. That's Russell spying on us. Actually, quite a few people have gathered here. The Chinese triple is still with the door open. Let's have a quick look and see what is in the air and what the weather is doing. So it has been cavalcade all throughout. Last time I checked the meter, it was 15 degrees Celsius. Now it has become 17 degrees C, and we have wind again with a direction, although the variability is quite large. Landings take place on runway 06. That means that there is a little bit of crosswind, but mostly headwind, although with this variability it might also be crosswind and just a slight bit of tailwind actually. Wind speed luckily only is 3 knots. There's still no ceiling, no visual impediments. That means it's cavalcade 17 degrees C. That's roughly 64 degrees F. And close the pop-up. Refresh. We want to see what is currently coming this way. Cargo Lux arriving from Miami, Florida. ETA 1247. That will be landing here on runway 06. And the Emirates A380 once again has made up a few minutes. Now its ETA is 107. If it has an ETA of before 1 o'clock, there's a chance of it landing here on runway 06. Don't get your hopes up too high. I'm not counting on it landing here, but you never know. It might get a sudden burst of tailwind and make up another couple of minutes. But right now, as it stands, the A380 is going to land on the wrong runway. Still, we will be able to see it from over here. So the plan is to stick around until it has landed, at least. And there's probably some more interesting airplanes coming after that. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around, because I certainly will. This is the Herpa German Airways coming in from Aberdeen, flying on behalf of KLM, flight 912, and Breville 90, 1 hour and 3 minutes underway. Herpa. Going viral for 75 years, there you go. Lovely landing. PNS de Jong, goedemorgen. And good morning to all others. Stroopwafel Aviation, good morning. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Many people are watching. Most of them are friendly. A lot of them can be friendly if you want them to. They can all give crazy answers if you want that. Some of them are knowledgeable. Christian, good morning. Dirk also back. Goedemorgen, Dirk. Iberia Express is coming in next. Hey, geese. Quack, quack.
Careful, guys.
Right. They're getting out
Yeah.
of harm's way. Iberia Express flight 1791 arriving from Madrid. In España. Good morning, engineer on board, who is tuning in from Zurich. Hadi Tessa, goedemorgen. KLM flight 1704 arriving from Brussels next, and a wide body after that. The wide body being KLM flight 696 arriving from Toronto, Canada. That's an A330-300. It is 11:11 and the converging arrivals began well before 11 o'clock, so I hope, normally they last until approximately 11:40. Let's hope they will also end a bit earlier than they normally do. This is KLM flight 1704 arriving from Brussels, coming in first, and then Embraer 190. That is a full 23 minutes on the way and 83 nautical miles it has journeyed to get here. 11-year-old airplane, first flight December 2013. Hey there, Carmelo. Good morning. Benvenuto. Singapore Airlines A350 to Singapore just now took off from Polderbaan. There it is. Only faintly recognizable as a Singapore A350, now a bit better. Yeah, that's the downside of Polderbaan departures, they're pretty far away from over here. Luckily, arrivals to 06 are a lot closer by and better to film. This is KLM flight 696 arriving from Toronto, Canada. 6 hours and 50 minutes on the way. It's an A330-200, 18 years old, registration PHAOF, FWOF. And FWOF hails from 2006, November that year. It began flying as a professional airplane. Its career started and it's been flying ever since. FWOF, that's a long time. This is how you bother a landing. And Nazira PVT Limited is tuning in from Munich. Servus. Welcome one and all. Marianne, goedemorgen. Marianne asks in Dutch, which runway are you standing next to? This is runway 0606, de Kaagbaan. Cakebane. Oi, oi, oi. I'm also here with Lisa, who is walking around, enjoying the sunshine, getting in some cardio. Burn off the calories. I'm ready to burn some calories. Get that narrow body. Sleek narrow body. Even better. So, the next airplane coming in is coming in from Paris Charles de Gaulle. Do I have it visually already? Don't think that I do. Still pretty far away. Also doesn't seem to be having any lights on. Oh wait, no, I do see a shimmer. There it is. It was visible all along. So let's zoom out. I don't see any traffic going to runway 36 right anymore. Austrian, arriving from Vienna. What runway has it been assigned to? Just wondering how much longer the runway is going to stay open for. Captain Pavlos asks, baby bus? Sadly no, this is a 737-800. The airplane that you see turn in is an Embraer 175 from KLM, arriving from Southampton. So yeah, for those of you joining us later, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is a KVK day here at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Arrivals take place on runway 06, primary runway for arrivals. 2 747s already landed, a third one is underway and is expected in 1.5 hours, I think, from now. The Emirates A380 is expected shortly after 1 o'clock. As it stands, it is going to land on 36 right, but you never know what is going to happen if it makes up a few more minutes. For all we know, it might get assigned to runway 06 after all. For now, only one thing to do, wait and see. Just you wait and see. KLM flight 1406, arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle, is next to land here. That's the 737-800. KLM flight 1070, arriving from Southampton after that. Huh? The Koets. Ah, the Koets, yeah.
The wings flap on the water.
We can hear them, they're coming. The Koets are coming. Hide your nests. Hey, just played nuts is also back in the chat. Good morning, Steven. Hello. Hello. And Kel O is tuning in from Uganda. Welcome to the show, mate. Nice of you to say hi. Welcome to all others who have joined in the meantime. The Koets. Oh, the Koets are scooting. Positive rate, gear up. Yeah, no, low level flying for them. Landing gear extended and they have touched down. Mrs. Professor says, at Lisa DB, finally ground crew, and she waves.
Wave back.
Wave back from Lisa DB to Mrs. Professor. Howdy Marco, goedemorgen. Good morning Chris. Who says, great weather there boy, better than my overcast view in the UK. Where in the UK are you located then, Chris? I thought you guys were going to have some better weather as well. So this is KLM flight 1070, arriving from Southampton, Embraer 175, 50 minutes underway. PHEXT is the registration. It's a 7-year-old airplane. First flight January 2018, Blackpool. Ah. Is it going to improve the weather in the next couple of days? Over here we're getting summery weather with temperatures in the mid-20s later in the week. I thought they said on the news that there were two high pressure areas merging somewhat over the Gulf of Yorkshire. So I'm hoping you guys in the UK are also going to benefit of it. From it. Benefit from it. Right? Benefit from it, yeah. Yeah, Hans Day is confirming in Dutch. A lot of sun coming in the upcoming weeks, 20 to 25 degrees. Good morning, Abby. And good morning to all others who have joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. And I'm wondering, is runway 36 right still open? For instance, the Austrian airplane that is now flying in the vicinity of Hilversum, has it been assigned to 06 yet? Or is it still going to go to 36 right? There's also a quad engine airplane now flying next to the sun, Air Icarus, but pretty soon it should become visible for us. It's going, is not exactly south to north, but almost. It's coming in from Frankfurt, I think. Meanwhile, an Embraer 190 arriving from Basel is somewhere over there. I think the stacks of fence work are in the way here in the foreground. Still open, Marissa says. Airplanes from the east, all airplanes from the east are still assigned to 36 right. That's a pity. They started, if you join us later, they started the converging arrivals that usually begin and take place from 11 until 11:40. They began at least 10 minutes earlier. Almost led to us not being able to see a 747 that was landing here before 11. Paul made a call. He saved the day. Now, if he can also repeat the same trick for the A380, that would be great. I think everybody watching would be very thankful and grateful to him if he were able to pull that off. The quad-engined airplane has now passed by, and let's have a look. Yeah, that's a Lufty 747 in the old livery. Lovely, isn't it? Yeah, you can see so much more with the camera than with your bare eyes. Makes a big difference. Yeah, so there it is already. Next airplane, KLM flight 1944 arriving from Basel, and then an Embraer 190 arriving from Luxembourg. And are we going to see the airplane arriving from Humberside already anytime soon? Not yet, by the looks of it. All right. So Adam, who is piloting the flight from Humberside, is flying over the Gulf of Yorkshire right now, between Humberside and Amsterdam, flying on behalf of KLM flight 972. That's a Britty Hopper pilot who's coming in. He announced it earlier in the chat. So.
And what side is he on?
I don't know if he's first officer or captain, but we will be able to see it pretty soon. Your Aviation TV also in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hans Day, goedemorgen, good morning. Yeah, so KLM flight 972 arriving from Humberside. That's a Britty Hopper. One of the pilots already announcing their arrival. So let's see if we can do a cockpit close-up of it once it gets close by. It's an Embraer 190 Britty Hopper. And speaking of Embraer 190s, more of them are on the glide slope now. He's not a pilot but a passenger, he said. Ah, okay, on the left to boot. What? No! That's not good. Didn't he say from the cockpit? So this is German Airways flight 1944, or KLM flight 1944. KLM flight 1944 is a hybrid livery. The bottom is a bit blue. That's not German Airways. That used to be BA. It's a hybrid livery, so this is semi-BA, semi-German Airways, flying 100% for KLM and coming in from Basel in Switzerland. Hope you guys are still with me. If not, take a sip of vodka. Maybe things will, the pieces will fall in place. Globalization, bro. flying one from one tariff-free zone to the next. Yeah, Kermit is agreeing.
He's getting excited.
Kermit is getting excited.
Where's my big?
Okay, he mentioned it afterwards. Thanks for clearing that up, bear with me. What? Yeah, two. One is over there. The other is over there. Yeah. The frogs are communicating. They're like, where are you? I'm over here. That's too far away. I cannot see you. Everything is green. Can you get closer by? No, it's too far away from me. I'm lazy. Me too. Okay. That's exactly what they're saying, right? Well, I didn't know that Austrian had Bombardier C-Series, but one of them is now flying towards runway 36 right, arriving from Vienna. There it is. Lovely to see that Austrian is also flying the beautiful Bombardier C-Series. It's a pity it is going to the wrong runway. Can't have them all. Can't have it all, I should say. KLM flight 1136. E2 Embraer arriving from Dublin will be next. Switch it up. Embraer 190s most of the time. Only in the Air Baltic livery. Only in the Air Baltic livery. Nah. Really? Yeah, bastards, bastards. I was already surprised to see that Austria was operating A320s. They always arrive with A320 family airplanes. Twin jet, doing an Air Icarus, flying next to the sun. Right now, prepare for an E2 whistle. Here we have KLM flight 1136, arriving from Dublin, Ireland. And I think we might see the closure of the other runway. KLM flight 1216, arriving from Stockholm. Is that... what's it doing? Hans says, make sure Lisa doesn't kiss one. It might turn into a prince. Kissing a frog, ooh. And then, yeah.
Bye-bye, boy.
Bye-bye, Lisa. I'll eat those French fries, those homemade French fries with homemade mayonnaise myself then. To eat away my sorrow. Woohoo. Your aviation asks about P3. The official word is that you're not supposed to go there and do commercial activities. So if your setup is low key and they don't suspect you're doing something commercial, you can get away with it. But you know what my setup looks like. They can see me arriving on the cameras a mile away, and whenever they do, they just come and chase me away. So the key is that you need to be low key. You're allowed to be there and film and make photos for yourself, but you're not allowed to do commercial activities without permission of the Schiphol group. So as long as you have a basic setup that doesn't look like you're doing something live streaming like you're probably going to be good. A jet reassigned to the Kaagbaan. Plane from Stockholm is still going to 36 right. Yeah, so it looks like once again we are going to be the only runway open for arrivals here at 06. Question is, where's the next airplane? Cue the waiting music. KLM flight 972 is going to be the next airplane, but it's still flying base over the Gulf of Yorkshire. Means we will have to wait. The Chinese triple has still been standing there with all the doors now shut, including the front door. So I'm thinking maybe it is going to get a pushback pretty soon. Peter PTK, good morning. Reno Panta, good morning, happy Sunday. Dirk van den Berg asks, why the music? Why not? Makes waiting a bit more more enjoyable.
Why the planes?
Why the planes? That's a good question. Why the dirt of heap in front of the queens? Yeah. The answer is 42, because that's the answer to life, the universe and everything. It doesn't make sense, but that's because your brain is not big enough. That's yeah, too young. You need more life experience to be able to understand that 42 is the answer to everything.
Shut up, mine.
Shut up, mine. Now you're talking nonsense, mine. Boy, be talking bullshit all the time, mine. And Air says, lovely music, boy. Right, Mrs. Professor is heading off to bed. See you later. Thank you for joining, Mrs. Professor. Sleep well. Right, there's an Embraer 190 underway to the Kaagbaan. I'm looking. I'm not seeing it yet. Stranger is 42. What a coincidence. Me and Wolfgang too. Best vintage year, it's best. Blah blah blah. Paul Wieman is going. Thank you for your call to the tower. With respect to the Queen. Do you also do requests? Do you have Guns N' Roses? No and no. You guys need to take into consideration something called copyright. Copyright infringement. Demonetization. Now, I happen to know that this music is rights free. That's why I'm able to use it. Well-known songs. We need to cough up serious money and first have to pay the rights to be able to play that music. Right. Traffic is coming. Here we go. This is KLM flight 972 with Adam on board, who's not a pilot but a passenger, and he's also seated on the wrong side of the airplane, on the left-hand side. Arriving from Humberside, we have an Embraer 190 arriving from Bristol, KLM flight 1076. Delta Airlines flight 74, A330 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia is coming in. Still over the Gulf of Yorkshire, but it is approaching. Wolfgang is working on a jingle for AMS Live. Excellent, excellent. Hey, Harry Heron.
Yeah.
Harry Heron.
Careful. Kermit is very quiet all of a
Yeah, Kermit has gone quiet, hasn't he? Interesting how that coincides. Rah, rah, over here. It's your air. It's your air taxi.
Free.
Alrighty, this is Eastern Airways Britty Hopper flying on behalf of KLM, arriving from Humberside, Embraer 190, 36 minutes on the way. The plane 11 years old, first flight February 2014. Still, I'm going to try to do a close-up of the cockpit, just because of it. Not that easy. Airplanes passing by rather rapidly. Frank asks if I already taught Lisa how to eat herring. Mate, I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed, Frank. All this time, you are a regular viewer of the channel. By now you should know I'm a vegetarian and I don't eat herring. So no, I haven't taught her how to eat herring. Nor will I ever. Minus points there. You need to make a lot of jokes to compensate for that, Frank. We're very disappointed in you. Let's see, we have another Embraer 190 coming in from Bristol next, flight 1076, and we have a Turkish A321neo, or I say Turkish, but it's A-Jet or Anadolu Jet. This one says A-Jet on the tin, according to Flight Radar. It's coming in from Istanbul. JPN asks if Lisa is a veg too. Yeah, she's a vegetable. I think you're pretty lettucey.
No, I'm a red herring.
A red herring. Now Lisa doesn't completely eat vegetarian, but ever since she met me and is living here, she more or less has become a vegetarian in actual practice. If she goes back home to Belgium and her parents give her something that contains meat or fish, she will eat it. She will eat it up. How about a soy herring then? We'll need to find that first, Frank.
You're such a soy boy.
Am I a soy boy? I don't think I am. I think you're full of nonsense. Anyway, this is A-Jet, an A321neo arriving from Istanbul, 3 hours and 2 minutes on their way. The airplane that you're now looking at is the TC Lub. Lovely. 2-year-old airplane, first flight November 2022. NVT says hello from Texas. Weather seems lovely in AMS. Yeehaw! It certainly is. It certainly is. Temperature is climbing. I'm standing here with just a sweater on for the first time this season, I think. Temperatures are climbing. I think the predominant reason why it is nice today is that there's hardly any wind. Had there been a bit of a breeze, it probably would have been a bit cooler. Not too cool though, probably. It's now already almost 20 degrees C here. That's approaching 70 F. Last time I checked the meter, I think it said 17 C, so that was 64 F-ish. 64-ish F, I should say. And Frank is a member of PETA, People Eating Tasty Animals. Hey, to each their own. To each their own. Everybody has to do what makes them feel good and happy, is my personal opinion. The Chinese triple is making room for more Chinese triples that aren't underway. Twin jet is passing by overhead. Let's have a quick look. Dick, goedemorgen. Dick van Leeuwen. And Daniel, who says it's 22 degrees in sunny Oudgensplaat. Well, I haven't updated the meter in a while. It's probably a bit warmer than the 17 degrees that is in the ticker already. Tiki ticker. Delta Airlines, it says so on the tin. Now there's also a Delta Airlines A330 coming this way pretty soon. Let's turn around and have a look at it.
There is a Lockheed C5 Galaxy in
There it is.
Oh, over there.
Lockheed C5 Galaxy. Which one is it?
This one.
Yeah,
From
but
Webster.
which with the contrails is it?
The first one.
First. That's
The second one is in the 747-8.
747-8.
That's 400, sorry. Van Lockheed.
400. So
This
this,
is C5 Galaxy.
it has two engines, right?
Nee, 4.
Well, in that case,
That's the biggest-
this
the biggest airplane.
that's a twin jet that we're now seeing, the first contrail. So let's have a look. The second does have 4 engines, but that also that's the 747. So
Then he's flying to
yeah, that's often the problem, that they aren't producing any contrails.
34,000.
Yeah, but
34,000. Dus you can say they have contrails.
well, I'm not seeing it. There's just 2, and the first one produces a twin contrail.
This one zit op 36,000. De contrails.
Yeah,
Dus ik denk al 34,000 that they have contrails.
you would think so, but
Yeah.
there are 2 visible, and the second one is the 747, and the first one is a twin jet. So there is a C5 Galaxy out there somewhere, but we're not seeing it. Yeah,
He is ahead. The 747. He is ahead.
well, we're not seeing it. Over here we have number 175 that we are able to see, KLM flight 1498 arriving from Barcelona, and after that we are going to see Delta Airlines flight 74, an A330-300 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia.
I think that
Evan is also back in the chat, good to see ya. Who says, you're all 42, I'm hanging out with the wrong crew, no wonder I feel old. Evan, I thought you were in your 30s, come on mate. Who are you kidding? Right, so we have an enthusiastic spotter that was trying to have me film a C5 Galaxy, but weren't able to see it. This is Delta Airlines flight 74, an A330-300 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. Almost 8 hours to the T coming in now. It is an A330, 8 years old, first flight January 2017. The November 830 November Whiskey. There you go.
That was him, hoor. these two engines are close together.
Ah, okay.
Except for the 787, that's why.
Well, it was too far away to see a lot of details, unfortunately. But thanks for the heads up.
Okay.
So yeah, there is a quad engine that is coming this way. That is a bit better visible. Let's see what that is. That's an A380 Emirates. Emirates A380. Is that arriving from London City?
Fat nose.
London City, London Heathrow. I think it might be. Clearly visible. Emirates. I think it's even the old livery, not yet the ribbon tail new livery.
Oh, Nimbo.
What?
Cumulus.
Nimbo Cumulus? What?
No.
There it is. Ta ta ta. Yeah, I do have it. I still have it on my laptop. Yeah. Whatever. German Airways coming in. German Airways, and I think that's also the A380 that Wolfgang was notifying us about. Delta Airlines Flight 164 arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota behind it. That's an A330-300. Ah, Persenchester to Dubai. What's that? Okay. Here I thought it was further to the south, but apparently it's coming in from Persenchester. What? This one? Okay. Okay. Easily recognizable as being Emirates. Right, and this is German Airways flying on behalf of KLM Flight 1174 arriving from Stavanger. Dag MP. The Dag MP. Dag MP has landed. Mark Hilton also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. And welcome to all others who have joined, who might have joined. You're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy. I'm standing here at Kagbaan. Lisa is also here. We already saw 2 747s land. A third one is underway. Should be arriving in an hour or so from now, or maybe just a little under an hour. This is Delta Airlines Flight 164 arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's an A330, 7 hours and 36 minutes underway. Registration November 804 November Whiskey. The airplane is 21 years old. First flight September 2003. Manchester to Dubai. There you go. Time for a KLM 777-300 next, arriving from Vancouver, Canada. Lovely use of the reversers there. Alright, and a little sparkle over there. That's the next airplane. That is KLM Flight 1788, arriving from Hanover. Still at a respectable distance away from the airplane that is now approaching. This is KLM Flight 682, arriving from Vancouver, Canada. 777-300 8 hours and 37 minutes on the way. The PHBVV, that's Bravo Victor Victor. Your plane is 4 years old, first flight December 2020. Hey, there's a banana being pushed back. This shit is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Those two geese landed in the brain or something.
Geese in the grass over there. What? Let's have a look. There they are. Geese on parade.
Oh. We're being watched.
Psst, we're being watched. Don't tell. Don't move. Don't look. I think we're being watched. Yum yum yum. Nibble nibble. Canadian geese. Chris says look like gray leg geese. Not sure. I'm no bird expert by any means, so. First leader of AMS Live vodka down the hole. Goose and Maverick, indeed. That was number 170, Britty Hopper on behalf of KLM arriving from Hanover. The A330, the A300 is giving us a long distance headshot. Hadi Erik, goeiemorgen, middag. Yeah, just about morning still. And Marcus Aurelius says, that's my plane, work at DHL. Awesome. So it is now once again time for a narrow bodies parade. KLM flight 1088 arriving from Cardiff will be next to land here on runway 06. 737 arriving from Ibiza after that. Embraer 190. There's also a Dreamliner coming in from Panama City, and let's have a quick look on the map and see where our airplanes of interest are. Hey, interesting. Still an ETA of 103, the Emirates A380. And 10 minutes prior to that, the Cargolux arriving from Miami. Cargolux will be landing here. Whether or not the A380 will do the same remains to be seen. Right now, I don't think it will. But you never know if it's going to make up a few more additional minutes. We might get lucky twice here today. Although I'm not counting on it. Hey, Ita in the background. That shade of blue, instantaneously recognizable. Next up will be Transavia flight 5676, arriving from Ibiza. That is a 737-800. 2 hours and 11 minutes on the way. The PH HXN, Hotel X-Ray November. 6-year-old airplane, first flight December 2018. Hadi Rick, goedemorgen. Good to see you, mate. Good to see that you survived another King's Day, Rick. And indeed, Dulcie, Hilblom and Lynn, that's DHL. Hey there, Jeffrey. Just Play Nuts says, can we see our dear Lisa? Is she camera ready? Hey, she was born ready. She's representing. Yo yo yo. Hoodie and cap. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Buy the merch. Download my next single, my last single, future single. Yeah, I make music now too. I'm producing earworms.
To a doctor.
Rick says, yeah, it was tough, but I survived. Did Lisa enjoy King's Day? Well, we had Tom Poeze.
That was my...
That was the only thing we did. It's the The airplane we used to know as Chucky. Rest in peace, Chucky. Rest in pieces.
Rest in pralines.
Rest in pralines. I love it. She's so cute. Just Play Not says. Thank you, says Lisa. Nah, dressed in her own garments, she looks way more fashionable than when she's donned in AMS Live merch. Same here, Rick says. Great minds think alike, I guess. Right, DHL, but it's not going to traverse the runway just yet because we have a Dreamliner coming in from Panama City. No way, that's a 777-300 KLM flight 758. Now, since we had a drizzly day here on Thursday and I didn't go out to stream, I took the day off, and instead of having a Monday off, I am going to do a stream tomorrow for those of you who have time to join. Same time as usual. DHL A300-600. Is it moving? It isn't. Means it's going to wait until KLM flight 604 has also landed. That's a 777-200 coming over. Rick Meester says, guess who was there on Thursday? Who could it be? I have no idea, Rick. You tell me. Evan says, Lisa scares the G, no wonder you need her by your side. Absolutely, mate. We have to prevent the G from mugging us, taking our loot, insofar as we still have any left after the Canadians have robbed us. Hey, 2 wide bodies on the glide slope. KLM flight 604 arriving from LAX, that's up first. That's a 777-200 After that, KLM flight 765, that's an A330-200 arriving from Bonaire. And its registration is PHAOB, the FWOB. FWOB being awesome. First up, 777-200 time. KLM flight 604 arriving from LAX. Nearly 10 minutes precisely on the way, 9 hours and 57 minutes. PHBQK, Bravo Quebec Kilo, 20 years old, first flight January 2005. DHL is moving. It's on the move. Chris Coot is also getting excited. The side of the A300 moving, crossing over runway 0624. Gary in Amsterdam is also back. See, you made it alive out of King's Day as well. And howdy Michael. Michael says in Dutch, I see you standing, I'm on the other side with a white bus. Okay.
White bus?
A white bus, a white van.
Yeah.
Well, there's several places where we can try to find a white bus. The other side would be airport terrain, but we're not seeing anybody over there in a white van. The other place can be behind us. Now to my left. But I'm not going to watch because we are filming arrivals, and this is KLM flight 765 coming in from Bonaire. A330 200 PHAOB, first flight July 2005. Flop. Flop is showing us how it's done. Hey there, Dutch Flight Simmer, goedemiddag. Gary says, I thought Koningsdag was a bit more quiet than last year, at least in out west. Could be. It was beautiful sunny weather, so everybody probably went to the center. I'm sure if you went towards Dam Square, it would have been too busy. As soon as you start moving inwards of the canals, the main canals. Yeah, yeah. It's almost impossible to drown because there you cannot fall into the water.
So
filled with little boats and people on them.
Dutchies and their water.
Those Dutchies and their water, yeah. This is an A321neo from Transavia, flight 5356, arriving from Faro. Faro, Portugal. Let it Faro. It's not fair, it's Faro. And the A300 in the background, briefly visible on its way to the departure of the runway of departure. Another jet is passing by north of me, east to west. Twin jet. Is that an Emirates? No, it's a Condor. Stripy Condor. Hey, beautiful.
Yeah,
You think it's beautiful?
I love it. Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the livery. It is striking.
It's almost an insect or something. Big
It does look like a big insect.
I love it.
I don't think it's a pretty airplane. I think it is striking. It is instantaneously recognizable as being Condor, but that doesn't mean it's pretty. Ringelsokken. That's the German.
Pippi Langkous. Something.
Pippi Longstockings.
How do you say it?
Caterpillar, Stranger says.
Caterpillar, that's it.
Britty Hopper arriving from Teesside, aka Darlington. Emperor 190 flying on behalf of KLM, flight 964. And after this we are going to see Delta Airlines flight 136. That is an A330 arriving from Detroit, Michigan. Delta Airlines coming in next. And there's some lights in the background also visible. That looks like a narrow body. Just like we will have after our diet. A sleek narrow body.
Oh yeah, definitely. For a couple of weeks.
This is Delta Airlines flight 136. Arriving from Detroit, Michigan. 7 hours and 13 minutes on the way. It's the November 812 November Whiskey. 18 years old. First flight October 2006. And Dirk agrees with me that it is the only livery I don't like. What can I say? Great minds think alike. Haters. Dislikers. I think haters is such a big word. Dislikers. Not a fan.
I'm not a fan.
Reverse is being applied there. Quite clearly audible. Hans favorite will be next. There's also a twin jet contrail passing by the sun really close by. Air Icarus. Too close to the sun to see any significant details. Here we have Hans' favorite, Vueling flight 8309, arriving from Barcelona. 1 hour and 51 minutes on the way. It's an A320. And it's the EC Mao. I thought he died, but Mao has returned. The leader of China flying on a Spanish airplane. Spot the dot, 11-year-old airplane, first flight April 2014. I see that Sarah has also returned into the chat. Good to see you, Sarah. Hope all is well. All right. What is up next? Let's see. After Mao has returned. Mao? Yeah, the EC Mao. Mao? No, not Mao like that. Mao Zedong. Mao. You know, our favorite Chinese leader. Made China a better place. KLM Embraer 190, flight 1774, arriving from Berlin. And after that, another Vueling. And something else behind it, Transavia, arriving from Valencia. Narrow bodies for the time being. Within the hour, if all is well, we are going to see both the third 747 and the A380. Last time we checked, the ETA of the A380 was 103, and that makes it a candidate for runway 36 right. Has it made up a few more minutes in the meantime, or has it only become more delayed? Hadi Mirte, goedemiddag. Happy King's Day, yeah, indeed. Officially today is King's Day, except we don't celebrate it on a Sunday because, you know, God will get angry with us and we already are sinners in the eyes of God, so I have to compensate for all our sins by not letting King's Day be celebrated on a Sunday. At least we won't be going to hell, all of us. The geese are still chilling there. And Skyboy says Cargolux 747 headed your way, just gone overhead in Nantwich. Yeah, it was expected around 10 minutes to 1 if I recall correctly. So we're patiently awaiting it.
Hey, banana has taken off.
Banana, yeah, the banana has taken off from the center runway. This is an all-white Vueling arriving from Palma de Mallorca. Lame. Boring. The A300 in the meantime has taken off from the center runway, visible over there. QJ also back in the chat, good to see ya. Lovely weather here. We have some clouds forming. Some isolated cumulus clouds. Still cavalcade weather here. Well, I think technically speaking it isn't cavalcade any longer, because these are cumulus clouds that form below 5,000 feet. Is that Kuwait Airways? It looks a bit like the airplane that we saw yesterday, which was the Kuwait 777-300ER. It looks like Kuwait Airways, doesn't it? Yeah, no, I think we're no longer in cavalcade conditions here because there's few clouds over here. But as you guys can see, the sun is abundantly shining and has been all throughout the morning. No visual impediments on ground level, no mist, no fog, no rain, no significant wind either. And it was Kuwait to New York JFK. Interesting. Thought I recognized it from the overhead passage of the 777-300ER from Kuwait yesterday. Nice to see I was right. So, quick look on Flight Radar will tell us that the Cargolux is now flying over England and is expected 12:51. The ETA of the Emirates A380 is still 103. Is it still cavalcade according to the METAR? It still says it is cavalcade. That is probably a bit outdated already. But I am going to update the METAR in the ticker. 18 degrees C. That is nearly 66 degrees F. Ticker says it's still, or the METAR says it's still cavalcade. I don't think it is actually cavalcade anymore because the clouds that you do see, those few clouds, are actually below 5,000 feet if I had to guess their altitude. But that's okay. The gist of it is sunny weather, hardly wind. And a beautiful day to be spotting airplanes here. Peter is going for a walk. Enjoy, mate, and see you next time. We are sticking around until the A380 and the 747 have landed at least. If more interesting airplanes are coming right after the A380, I'm sticking around for them as well. In the meantime, a warm welcome to the show to all who have joined us later. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. Me and Lisa are here at the Kaagbaan. It's your boy, it's your boy. And we have an Embraer 190 coming in, arriving from Stuttgart, KLM flight 1830, and after that it was a 777-300ER that we saw, arriving from Lima in Peru.
I've never seen an Embraer on Schiphol.
Huh?
I've never seen an Embraer on Schiphol.
Never seen an Embraer at Schiphol. This is a very rare Embraer over here. KLM flight 744 coming in. This is KLM flight 744 arriving from Lima in Peru, 11 hours and 30 minutes underway. 777-300ER, BHBVK is the registration, that's Bravo Victor Kilo. It is an 11-year-old airplane, first flight May 2013. Lima in Peru. Peru is in Latin America. You know what other country lies there? Goddamn right. Captain Wheelie. That was Captain Wheelie. Over here we have Chris Coot, still in the water, on his own, nibbling, having some greens and fibers while doing cardio. Multitasking and also a lifestyle example to us all. Nom yum yum.
And sniffing a lot of coke.
Sniffing a lot of coke. Yeah, but that's how he stays lean.
Yeah. Keeps the energy.
Keeps the energy. Ah. So that's something we can also employ in our diet. Keep the energy and lower the appetite. Hey.
Hey.
Why didn't I think of that before? What?
New information.
All of a sudden things start clicking.
Thanks, Chris Coot.
Come on, focus. There we go. Swim, swim. Nibble, nibble. Swim, swim, nibble, nibble.
Sniff, sniff.
Sniff, sniff. We've got our next airplane coming in, arriving from Bergen. Embraer 175 over there. Loaded to the brim with coke, that plane from Lima, Marcus Aurelius says. Probably so. I think the majority of it comes through the harbors of Rotterdam and Antwerp. Yeah. Another example of cooperation between Belgium and the Netherlands. If our nations join forces, just see what we are able to do. Shamrock coming in next. After that, a 777-200 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, so more cumulus clouds over here. Friendly cumulus clouds, but they're still clouds. Also, the wind has picked up a little bit. Wind on the scale flag now looks like so. There's a 2-airplane glide slope shot to be made here. Speaking of glide slope shots, where is Captain Jerry? He's missing out on beautiful glide slope shots here. He celebrated King's Day. Yeah. Sleeping it off. Shamrock flight 604 arrived from Dublin, Ireland. That's an A321neo coming in. That's the first airplane. 777 behind it. 777-200 KLM flight 622 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. And indeed, glide slope shot. Nice to see that the members are finding the custom emojis. There's 32 of them, guys. If you're a new member, an old member, whether you bought your membership yourself or you got it gifted, it doesn't matter. Use those custom emojis whenever you see fit or when you don't see fit. I challenge you all to use the custom emojis as creatively as possible, whether it is appropriate or inappropriate. Doesn't matter, they're there for a reason to be used. EILRE. The lira, that used to be the currency of Italy. And we're hearing bird sounds. K1 is using its sound effect board, hoping to chase away birds. I'm not seeing any birds being chased away, so it's working. Yeah, or the birds aren't impressed. Probably the latter. Probably the latter. 777-200 time, ladies and gentlemen. This is KLM flight 622 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. 7 hours and 27 minutes on the way. Lisa is going crazy here. She's starting to too much sun, too little water, and too much vodka. It's the PHBQN, 7 hours and 27 minutes on the way. 19-year-old airplane, first flight April 2006. Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States of Asia, as Marissa would say. So yeah, it is strange times. At least we are going to see 3 747s in today's show, and 2 of them are parked over there. And looking in that direction, it looks like these are the only 2 747s parked over there. There was a DHL earlier, it left. There was a 777 on this side, it left. Cargo apron, otherwise completely empty. You can definitely tell that geopolitical events have created a sudden change in the number of cargo airplanes here at Schiphol Airport.
No, those queens are just intimidated by my presence.
The Queen, oh, the Queens are just intimidated by your presence. Ooh.
Definitely.
Okay. Go away. Go away then. Go away then. You're chasing away the 747s.
Go clean the kitchen.
Go clean the kitchen, exactly. Do as Frank says. 3 airplane glide slope shot, E2 Embraer 195 on the right. With an A320neo in the middle, that's an EasyJet, and a 737 from KLM arriving from Birmingham. That's number 3 to arrive. This is KLM flight 954 arriving from Newcastle, 51 minutes on the way, E2 Embraer 195. The heron has gone and the frogs are returning. Cathay departing from center. Is that it? The answer is yes, it is. Cathay Pacific A350 1000 to Hong Kong. Left from center over there. A350 1000. Wolfgang asks you to stay because yesterday we didn't have any queens at all. So you think you're chasing them away, but actually you're attracting them maybe. Are you also able to attract A380s by any chance?
Have a king.
Suck up. What do you want? How much does it cost? How much is it? Hey, 2 contrails seem to have crossed one another mid-air. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's a twin jet. Now I can see. The other one, if I lost them already, oh no, there they are. The other one over there. Yeah, that's a twin jet too. Hey, that's another condor. What? You wanna see? Stripies.
Yeah. Oh.
Condor stripies. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Caterpillar hater?
Caterpillar hater, absolutely. Caterpillars at least develop into beautiful butterflies, but...
Well, it's flying.
Condor sounds awesome, but in fact it is just a flying caterpillar. It's a deception. Ah, the Queens probably didn't feel welcome on King's Day. You're right, that must be it, Marissa. Hey, it's time for an Iceland Air 767-300. Even though it is the new livery, at least it is a 767. Time for some retro vibes with Iceland Air Flight 500, arriving from Reykjavik, Iceland, 2 hours and 40 minutes on the way. 767-300 the TFISW. 27 years old, first flight October 1997. That's a good year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Isn't it? Oh.
Pretty decent.
Pretty decent? Yeah.
Not? No?
Yeah.
Yes, no? I don't know. Apparently, some say it is good vintage. It is a good vintage. Others say 1982 is better. All we know, this is Iceland Air. No United 767s today. This is the only one thus far. I doubt it if we're going to see any more 767s in today's stream. But hey, if we have to make do with only one and we'll get 3 747s instead, that's okay for me. That works for me. Reversers being applied there. So big picture, looking to the north, this is what it looks like. Looking to the west, currently a few friendly clouds in the sky. Looking to the east, interestingly, more blue than looking to the west. Often it is the other way around. Looking to the south, things look like so. And looking to the cargo apron, I can see a pushback of a queen. Cargo Lux is being pushed back there. Is that the same that we saw already before? In the meantime, we have an EasyJet A320neo arriving from Milan that is going to pass by here pretty soon. For now, I'm going to stick with the Cargo Lux getting pushed back. And it is the one that we saw land earlier, Marissa says. So there you go, quick turnaround time, relatively speaking.
Later than the Atlas.
Next airplane to land here on 06 is an Embraer 175 from LOT. Always a lot to see here. And after that, Emirates Sky Cargo arriving from Dubai. 777 freighter. Almost exactly the same flight time as the Emirates A380 would be at. 6.5 hours. Hey, and we have a 777-200 arriving from Guayaquil right after that. Interesting. Might be able to use a certain sound effect.
No idea.
Africa! Yeah, or the earworm. It's actually quite busy over here. Actually, quite a few people have gathered here to get their fix in. Yesterday I was the only person here. Could tell that it was King's Day. Schiphol, there's always a lot to see. Here we have one. Flight 263 arriving from Warsaw. Embraer 175, the Splill. Yeah, polished. Absolutely polished. Nailed it. Next time Lisa will sing the elevator music for us, Wolfgang says. Yeah, she wholeheartedly concurs here. No, not yet. No. No breaky, no breaky, no breaky, no breaky. Time for Emirates Sky Cargo, flight 9906 arriving from Dubai World Center. 6.5 hours underway precisely according to flight radar. It is a 777-300, no, not a 777-300, a 777 freighter. Brand new, first flight July 2024. What? It's flying in the shade. Observers among you will see that this is donned in the new standard livery with the ribbon tail. Members have access to that same emoji. Exactly. Marissa, Ari and Austrian Wolf know what's up. Rest. Maybe a short night after King's Day. Let's keep it at that. Yeah. That's vortices emanating from the wings and from the flaps. And that's a distinct sound that you're hearing.
Oh, I heard it before. I
Mhm.
thought it's something on the highway.
No, that's the sound of the airplane.
Travel slower.
Yeah. Yesterday, for the first time, I had a sort of bang over here. It was kind of like a sonic boom,
Yeah.
where you had a small bang. It was not a sonic boom, not loud, but it was a small bang, and then you started hearing the engine sounds. Really interesting phenomenon. Yeah, yeah. For this is,
I've heard it before today.
yeah, you hear it predominantly with the more heavy airplanes.
Yeah, something that was, I don't know, car on the highway or something.
Peter K is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Now, this is KLM flight 751. It is a 777-200. 10 hours and 47 minutes on the way. The PHBQF, that's Bravo Quebec Foxtrot. The airplane is 21 years old. First flight March 2004, hailing from Guayaquil, and we all know where that is. Absolutely right. Yax asks if the Emirates A380 has landed yet. The answer is no, because otherwise there would be no people left watching. It should be coming. Before that, S747 should also be arriving. Let's have a quick look and see on what is in store right now. So, Cargolux is already traversing the Gulf of Yorkshire and is expected to land here first. ETA now 12:53. Emirates A380 still has an ETA of 1:03. That makes it a candidate for runway 36 right. If you guys have been enjoying the stream so far and you haven't already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to bring in new people like yourselves who are into live streams like these but who haven't heard of the channel yet. Liking and subscribing go a long way in getting new people in. We have SAS A320neo arriving from Oslo next to arrive here, flight 821. Wagner is also back in the chat, good to see ya. Rodney also back in the chat, good to see ya. So, our next airplane coming in is an M plane arriving from Milan, KLM flight 1614. 737-800. 1 hour and 19 minutes on the way, the PHBCA, that's Bravo Charlie Alpha. The airplane is 14 years old, first flight November 2010. Audrey also back in the chat, good to see you, Audrey. KLM A321neo is next to arrive. Flight 1602 arriving from Rome. And the Queen is also on the move. Question is, which is going to happen first? Queenie is moving this way. I think the A321neo is going to land first. Sander also has returned in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. So yeah, let's turn around quickly. KLM flight 1602 arriving from Rome, landing here first before Queenie will traverse the runway. Sooner or later she's going to have to do that, but not before this airplane will have landed. Fax G. And Fax G, I think, is the latest of the fleet. Queenie is going. I think she's going to go and cross the runway right away. Or will she? Well, there is a Delta underway now. Delta Airlines Flight 144. It's holding short, so looks like the A330 is going to land first. And then Cargolux is going to cross the runway. There's also a TAP Air Portugal A320neo behind the A330 that is next to land here. It will probably have a bit more spatial separation to stand clear of the wake turbulence of the A330 preceding it, so there's probably a gap big enough after the Delta has landed for the 747 to traverse runway 06. Michael is disappointed there's no CRJ inside. Yeah, typical. He's off. No CRJs. He has to work. CRJs galore. Should have renamed one of the recent streams CRJ Fest 2025. There were so many. They were coming from all over the world to celebrate a party here at Schiphol Airport. No, but they're getting more rare by the day as well. Now, last Thursday the weather was shitty here. It was drizzly, low visibility, didn't go out to stream. Had my day off then. That means I'm going to do another stream tomorrow. For those of you who have time to join, please do so. Should be fun. Probably be going to the Polderbaan after having streamed here for 2 consecutive days. QJ says that the latest was Fax F. Fax G was delivered before Fax E, and the Fax F is delivered after the Fax X. PHX. That makes sense. Typical KLM. Right, so Queenie is still holding. In the meantime, Sky Cargo Triple has arrived here and is parking. Parking. TAP Air Portugal is next. And Gary remarks that if you compare Cargolux's logo with DPD, they are quite similar. They are, aren't they? Now that you mention it, are they part of the same conglomeration by any chance? You'd think so, wouldn't you? Quad-engined contrail in the far distance. Zooming in, it looks like an A380. Almost certain that it is. Here we have TAP Air Portugal flight 668 arriving from Lisbon. That's an A320neo. Is Queenie going to cross over the runway after this landing? It is outrageous to make the Queen wait this long, isn't it? Total lack of respect for the 747. And she's still holding. She's still not on the move. Probably think that the next 2 narrow bodies are going to land before she's going to move then as well. KLM flight 1818 arriving from Frankfurt is next to arrive. That's an Embraer 175. And right after that, on the left, you can see KLM flight 1502. That is a 737 arriving from Madrid. And it does look like there is a gap between it and the next airplane after that, which is also a 737 from KLM arriving from the Czech Republic, from Prague by the looks of it. Yeah, Her Majesty is still holding and isn't moving a single inch. The cargo lock 747 is approaching. And on paper, I think I ought to be able to see it. Yeah, she's moving. Also giving me a moment to have a look and see if I can spot the Queen that has now turned in the vicinity of Hillegom. Should be able to see it, although there are a few clouds now in the way west of me. Hard to try to keep filming this airplane properly and also look for the other 747. Huh? Rather tight.
I think that's very close.
Yeah, but if it was too close, the KLM would have gone around.
Still.
No problem. So there should be a 747 somewhere over there. Truth be told, I'm struggling to see it. Oh no, I have it. I have it. Further away than I thought it was, actually. In the vicinity of the Luxem flag at its 10 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Another cargo lock 747. It is now on the downwind leg coming this way. And the baby bus is now next as number 2. So this is KLM arriving from Prague, a 737. Jerome is in the chat. Oi, 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 but only now. You missed several beautiful glide slope shots already, mate. Captain Jerry Donnelly. He came in with a bang, which I'm going to celebrate in a few moments. Helicopter Kestrel over there, hovering, looking for Pinky and the Brine. Mice Transportation Company, aerial transportation. Logistics company, yeah, absolutely it is. Jerry, finally in the chat, we miss you. We had several beautiful airplane glide slope shots, but you missed out on them. And where's the message? Where's the message? I have to scroll down. There it is. Captain Jerry Donnelly came in with a massive bang. 10 gifted memberships just now. Thank you so much, mate. You really didn't have to do that, but you went ahead. Said screw it. I do it anyways. Welcome to the Aurora Skyline's new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Jerry if you are one of the recipients of his gifted memberships. Don't forget to use custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. Jerry, thank you so much for your generosity. And good to have you, mate. Just in time, the third Queen is going to land pretty soon. beautiful baby bus. It is a cutie, isn't it? Draait sich ein Drittel is tuning in from Vienna. Servus. And now all of a sudden Wolfgang is also added. What are you doing, mate? Wolfgang, just now gifting 5 memberships as well. Mate, thank you so much. You really didn't have to do that. You're doing more than enough to support the channel as a moderator already. Wolfgang, thank you so much. I hope that everybody who received a gift and membership from you will say thank you or dankeschön for it. Don't forget to use those custom emojis, guys. That goes for all members, new and old, gifted or non-gifted. They're there for a reason to be used. Nearly missed the 500 likes, Wolfgang says. Thank you all so much. If you guys have been enjoying the stream so far and you haven't already, consider leaving additional likes. Liking and subscribing is an easy and free way to support the channel if you think that more people should get to know the content of this channel. Now, don't become a member and in exchange for me visiting your channel, because that is not that is not something that I usually do. And if that's your expectation, be explicit about it. I can save you a disappointment. Hadi Patrick, goedemiddag. Mike, goedemiddag. Good afternoon, all others who've joined. So, yeah. The A380 is coming. It's going to the wrong runway as it now stands. Has it already been officially assigned to the wrong runway? Probably has, hasn't it? And also, Just Play Nuts, thank you so much for your super sticker mate. A Shiba dog with a big smile on his face, tilting his head. Thank you so much for that, Just Play Nuts, aka Steven. Much appreciated. Also something you didn't have to do, but you said screw it, I'll do it anyway. It's a beautiful 3 airplane glide slope shot. Third airplane to approach is Her Majesty the Queen. There she is. The gear is still in. Things look pixelated because this is the far end of digital zoom. This is 400 times exactly. The camera can even go up to 800 times. I never choose that option because it is 400 is too much already. Officially going to the wrong runway, Marissa says. Queenie is coming. The gear is still in. Yeah, Queen. Yeah, another Queen is coming. Another Queen is arriving. You can see that the gear is still in. It's now flying in the vicinity of where I live, not too far away.
Hello, Klaartje the Flyer.
Oh, is Klaartje the Flyer also in the chat?
Sunny greetings back.
Sunny greetings back to Klaartje the Flyer. Who is in Belgium? What a coincidence! You're from Belgium too, aren't you?
Yeah.
What a coincidence!
Are there Belgians?
Are there Belgians? What?
Should I know her?
Do you know her? Do you know her?
Do you know her?
Do you ever really know somebody? Let's get philosophical here. The gear is extending. Outer main gear first, inner main gear second. Nose gear is already extending simultaneously, but that's hard to see because the rest of the bottom of the airplane is in front of it or behind it. Morale, Lisa there too. Morale, she is. Haloki dokie. Just Play Nuts asks, what are Belgians known for? Making simple politics unnecessarily complex, that's one of the things. Fries, chocolate.
Says the guy with a partyless prime minister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says the guy from the country with a prime minister who doesn't have a political party. Yeah. Yeah. Don't see us imposing any tariffs. Oh wait, that's the same for you guys as well. Right, it is time for Cargo Lux, number 1 on Flight Radar, tracked by 1111 people. Crazy. 8 hours and 8 minutes on the way, arriving from Miami, Florida. Lima X-ray Victor Charlie Bravo, the registration. 13-year-old airplane. First flight August 2011. Got distracted there by a bug on my camera. I hope it's not climbing into... Oh no, it's just on the camera lens. The camera screen. Is that a cricket? I think it might have been a cricket. Idle reverse landing. Earlier queens were a bit louder.
There is a bug sitting on your arm and it's eating another bug.
A bug sitting on my arm eating another bug.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's om yum yumming.
Interesting. Interesting.
On your arm.
On my
It's having
arm.
Dinner,
Yeah.
lunch, it's good on your arm.
Okay. How about I blow it off my arm? Janke? Am I pronouncing that properly? She's from Belgium too. Or is it Jean a male? A male. Is it a male or Janke? Probably a female then.
Oh, a wheelie. You're always talking about a wheelie.
Gary is confused. He thought the thing just left. Yeah. And it just returned.
Back already.
Yeah.
She just likes taking off and landing all the time.
Gary already knows when we leave Dutch roads and enter Belgium. Yeah. That's something that everybody who has ever crossed the border knows immediately.
Concrete. We love concrete.
Sky Express coming in from Athens. Greece is bliss. Greece is bliss. And Janke asks if there is parking places over here. There are, but you need to know where you need to find them because there's no official no official parking place here. So there are some houses and some sites where you can park. You still have to walk over here. It's doable, but it's not like an official parking place at such as there is on the Polderaan. Marissa has to go. Thank you for joining, Marissa. Enjoy the rest of your day. So we are sticking around. And what's that leaving there? Is that the other queen?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. One just arrived, another one just now left. Transavia arriving from Catania, almost doing a cameo. Only the exhaust gases briefly visible. Converging arrivals have begun. It is 1 o'clock now, and pretty soon we are going to see the Emirates A380 land on the wrong runway. Hey, that's interesting. An airplane relatively high up still. Usually we see the airplane glide slope shot a little bit different from what you're now seeing. It's number 175, KLM flight 914, arriving from Aberdeen here on the right. And we have KLM flight 1512 arriving from Barcelona. That's a 737-700 behind it. Frank says, Greece is bliss, too much ouzo gives a lot of piss. Man, I have to be careful that I'm not pissing myself. Have an ouzo for tuzo. Indeed, trying out the London City approach could be the case. Could be the case. High and steep. Now, but it was just appearances. If you look, you can see that the airplane now looks to be on the same level as other airplanes at that location would be at. So. And greetings from Ali. Oh.
That's the queen.
That's the real queen of Belgium. This is KLM flight 1512 arriving from Barcelona, 737-700, and we're going to see a Bombardier C series after that. Air Baltic arriving from Riga. Indeed, Dennis, it's better to be too high than too low. We Too Low, one of the alleged captains of that Asiana flight that crashed in the United States back in the day. Holy fuck, We Too Low, Bangding Ow. Those were the captains allegedly flying the airplane. Holy shit, holy fuck, We Too Low. There were 4. Holy fuck, We Too Low. Something wrong. Something wrong and We Too... holy fuck, something wrong, We Too Low and Bangding Out. Those were the 4 pilots, the alleged pilots aboard that flight. Right, so this is Air Baltic flight 621 arriving from Riga. That's a Bombardier C Series 300. And I can already see the Emirates A380. It is coming to the wrong runway. Yeah, so let's have a look at it. Turn around. There it is. Emirates A380 flight 147 arriving from Dubai. Gear is extending. Number 3 on flight radar, tracked by 1144 people. 6 hours and 25 minutes underway. The airplane is 10 years old. First flight June 2014. Turkish flight 1957, an A330-200 arriving from Istanbul is behind it. Doesn't look like we are going to see any wide bodies after this anytime soon. At least not to the right runway, 06. So I'm probably going to call it quits after this airplane has landed. See that there's a 777 arriving from Sao Paulo, but that's still flying over the southwest of England. Contrails in the sky, I can hear them. Oh, that was my leg versus the tripod leg. Here you can see the building's heat distorting the footage. That's the last bit. Even with the high tail, now we can move in the direction of the fuel tanks. And over there we should see it reappear again on its roll out.
Yeah.
Either that or it is going to be airborne again and doing a go around, but there you go. It successfully landed. We can even hear its reversers. The tail still visible.
Like a shark.
Indeed, like a shark fin. Yeah, so there you go. One last look. You can see it's just narrow bodies, narrow bodies, narrow bodies, narrow bodies, narrow bodies for the time being. So I'm going to wrap it up and hopefully see you all again tomorrow. I am going for an additional stream tomorrow since last Thursday the weather was shit. I think there's a quad engine contrail passing by here. Let's have a last look at it. Yes, it's more Emirates A380. You can even see that it is the old livery and not the ribbon tail livery. Quite easy to recognize. Yeah, but I am going to wrap up, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. I had a wonderful time. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I have. If you liked what you saw and you haven't already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to bring in new people. People like yourselves who are into live aviation streams such as these, but who haven't heard of the channel yet. Liking and subscribing go a long way. A massive big thank you to Lisa for joining me here today as ground crew.
So welcome, boy.
Thank you so much. Also a massive big thank you to everybody for joining me here. Thanks for the likes, for the super chats, the super stickers, the memberships, the gifted memberships, the PayPal donations, the merch store purchases. So many ways to support the channel. A simple like and subscribe goes also a long way in supporting the channel. Thank you all so much for joining me here. Also a massive big thank you to the mods for keeping the chat friendly and accessible to all. You guys rock and you all are what makes this channel great. Hope to see you again tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then hopefully on Thursday. For now, enjoy the sunshine and the rest of your day. Bye for now and see you soon.